Now, according to reports, Eskom says it's now reached a new conclusion that a R1 billion contract with global consultancy firm McKinsey was lawful. Earlier last week, the NPA and McKinsey's lawyers met to discuss an out-of-court settlement after being served with an order to freeze assets. McKinsey had already agreed to pay over R1 billion charged in fees from Eskom, as per a contract that was considered up until now illegal. Trillion, which was expected to be part of the meeting, reportedly did not show up. The company still has 90 days to indicate whether they are defending the matter or not. Well, we are now joined on the phone line by Kulo Pasiwe for more on the story. Good morning to you, spokesperson. Thank you for joining us here on ANN7. Now, Eskom now says that the R1 billion contract with McKinsey was lawful. On what basis has this been agreed? Just share these details with us, please.
You know, Abigail, the old board of Eskom had previously issued a statement in October, I think it was, basically saying that the payments that were made to both McKinsey and Trillion were unlawful. And as a result, Eskom wanted that money back, which is 1.6 billion rand. And now the board, in its own wisdom, has decided, the old board that is, has decided to do a review of sorts. And now they are saying, actually, we are withdrawing the statement that we made previously. So everything that we did, the payments that we made to you as McKinsey and Trillion were above board, meaning they were okay. So the new board now, which was appointed last week, is basically trying to wrap its mind around this thing to find out as to why did there be a change of heart in relation to this matter. So in due course, the new board will make an announcement as to what the issues are and what the truth is around this matter.
This change of heart, as you call it, definitely creates a lot of questions that need some sort of answering. But the contract was considered unlawful because it had not got Treasury's approval for a deviation. Are you aware or know of Treasury's attitude towards this contract, and any comment on that?
Well, the new board will have to test all of these things to see whether all the regulations that should be followed were followed in terms of the contract that Eskom had with McKinsey and Trillion to start with. In fact, Trillion, we didn't have any contract. So we want to find out, the board would like to find out as to why is it that we made payments to start with to Trillion when we did not have a contract with them. So the McKinsey one, obviously, we just to see if the proper procedures were followed in terms of securing that contract. So all of these things will be clarified at a later stage, but clearly something is not right in this equation where one decision is made and before you know it, then it's nullified or rescinded, and then you have another one, and that's what the investigations will be about.
Mr. Pasiwe, does this then only relate to the McKinsey issue? What about the 600 million rand paid to Trillion, which was, as you mentioned, paid without a contract?
Well, these two issues are interlinked because remember the payments made to Trillion were on the basis of the letter that Eskom management had received from McKinsey saying certain amounts of money should be paid to Trillion that were due to be paid to McKinsey. So which is how the monies were paid. So they are interlinked and therefore they will be looked into at the same time.
Let's briefly chat about possible implications and what implications this has for Eskom with regards to the criminal proceedings that are underway. There's also a suggestion that the about turn or change of heart, as you've called it, is to prevent criminal liability of Eskom's top executives. Do you have a comment in this regard?
Well, I suppose the starting point is to say that it's encouraging to see that at least there's something that will be done by the new board to get to the bottom of this matter. If some of our officials were doing things on the side to things which were illegal, then clearly that's where the law enforcement agencies will have to step in to deal with the situation. But currently, as I speak to you, it's not a good situation, especially with the kind of pressure that Eskom is facing, to be always be in the news for wrong reasons, essentially, with decisions being made, then being rescinded, and then this and that is being reviewed. So this is just complicating matters for Eskom, and especially now that you have a new board. So, but hopefully things will be sorted out in due course.
Spokesperson, just on a point of clarity, what basis do you still want McKinsey to pay back that 1 billion rand, if so? McKinsey said it wouldn't pay back if it was ordered by a court, and it has approached the SOE several times to initiate court proceedings to set aside the contract. Now it would seem as though Eskom will not approach a court for that money. Do you have any further details or comment on this?
Well, the old board had said in the letter sent to McKinsey that although everything was now lawful, it still wanted the 1 billion rand anyway, because McKinsey had indicated in public through the parliamentary inquiry that it was going to make the payments to Eskom because it was what they called dirty money that they had received from Eskom. So Eskom is saying we want that money anyway, or at least the old board said we want that money anyway. So, but the new board will have to dig deeper into these things to see as to why is it that you say the payments were legal, but somehow you still want the people to refund you. So, yeah, it's just one of those complicated things that hopefully at some point will have to be resolved.
Just lastly, spokesperson, we do know that Anoj Singh, who was implicated in this, has resigned after the deputy president gave an ultimatum that he should be fired. What will happen now to other executives if they are implicated in this as well?
Well, the other executives who are on suspension, we will know possibly by next week as to how far their process is at, so that we can have closure on this particular matter. The new board and the acting CEO have been given an instruction really by the presidency to move with speed in terms of dealing with those things. So very soon we will know as to how these issues will be dealt with, and then we will communicate the outcomes at a later stage.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Pasiwe, for providing clarity on some of these issues and some of these burning questions. There was Eskom spokesperson, Mr. Kulo Pasiwe, just commenting on Eskom now saying that it reached a new conclusion that a 1 billion rand contract with global consultancy firm McKinsey was lawful. But stay tuned to ANN7 for further details.